Pro-European Union protests in Georgia continue to intensify. Protesters took to the streets of Tbilisi for a fifth consecutive day.
They're demanding fair elections. They've asserted their right to EU membership and democratic values.
The protests were triggered by the government's decision to suspend talks to join the EU amid a deepening political crisis. Police in the Georgian capital moved to disperse thousands of demonstrators again after over 220 people were detained during 4 previous nights of protests. Police used water cannons and tear gas to drive protesters away from the parliament building, where they have gathered each night since the ruling Georgian Dream Party's decision on Thursday.
I think it's a duty of all citizens to stand here. To be honest, for me, it's not the case just whether we will be in European Union or no. It's just a tool for us. So for me, as a one citizen, democracy, freedom of speech, social welfare, and everything which is related to the European community is important. That's why we need the European Union. And also, free election is one of the key values, which was very heavily violated.
The statement suspending the negotiations to join the EU marks yet another chapter in the debate over Georgia's identity.
Since 2012, the Georgian Dream has been in power in Georgia. Critics accuse the party of trying to move the country away from the EU and closer to Russia. The Georgian Dream claimed victory in last month's election, but opposition MPs boycotted the new parliament, alleging fraud. On Thursday, the European Parliament backed a resolution calling the election the latest stage in Georgia's worsening democratic crisis. While holding the ruling party fully responsible, the EU also expressed concern about reports of voter intimidation, vote buying and manipulation and harassment of observers.
Prime Minister Irakli Kobakidze has refused any potential negotiations with the opposition. The Georgian president had earlier accused the government of declaring war on its own people, but Kobakidze has claimed that the protests have been funded from abroad and vowed that there will be no revolution in Georgia.
The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has voiced deep concern over the violence in Tbilisi, condemning the use of unnecessary or disproportionate force against protesters and media workers.